I'm Rosie Hardy. This is Rosie Hardy Gardening. Today we have got a trolley load of grasses. I'm going to show you a beautiful grass border. For this demonstration, this is going to be our border, and it will just be how the grasses will look together and what you should be doing with them. I will try and put them so that they look as though they are mature, but I will explain to you how far apart they should be planted for when you are putting them into the garden. We'll start with the tall one, and this is Miscanthus sinensis Malepartus, and this has got the most beautiful red flower head here. Really attractive, and basically this is going to make a lovely tall big clump for the back or middle of the border, because you can have it going against other things. And you can see in the actual breeze here, it's just blowing in the wind. It will be perfectly okay. It does not get squashed down. It will make to about this wide, so when you are planting, you need to make sure that the next plant is not going to go in till about here. But for the purposes of this, we are going to show you what the grasses will look like all growing together. So the Miscanthus is something that will go in most borders. Then for this time of the year, we've got things like this beautiful Penicetum. This one's called Redhead. Really lovely head on here. So it comes into flower at the end of the season. So it's not early, so all you get is the grass itself. So that's only going to be that height, and then when it flowers, it's going to be taller. So this, if you were planting these two together, you would have them at around about this distance apart. But for the benefit of showing how the grasses look and how it will build up, we'll do it like this. This beautiful colour is going to highlight from there, and then this grass coming through, and this lovely green is going to look really superb, all mixed together. For the front of the borders, you can have grasses like this, Diaper Tenuissima, just blows and billows. So for this, I'm just going to put 3 plants in here, just to make them look like a lovely big clump. You wouldn't plant them that close, but for the benefit of this, we're just going to show you how big that one plant will become. One plant would make this and be really lovely and soft. Now this is something that wants to be in free draining soil, this wants to be free draining, so these would go quite well together. This is going to stay lower, this is going to come up above it, and these are out in flower for a long season. They're really super. Now you want to make a little bit of a change. There are some beautiful Carexes out there with lovely bronze foliage. Most people don't think about using these, but this is Carex Buchani Eye. Look at it, it goes up straight and it hardly comes out, so it doesn't take up very much room. But again, it wants a dryish area. So this could go either there, and then it would show itself off quite nicely against there, but I think that is lost. So I would actually bring it over and maybe put it in front of here or just beside the Penicetum like that, so you can see it, because you can see around it. So that is absolutely fine. Then you can go for another change of colour in your grasses. You've got the blues of the Festucas. Look at this, it's really lovely. And this one is Elijah Blue. So it's a really good strong one, and it makes a low clump. So that could go in there like this, and then you've got these ups and downs, you've got the change of colour, you've got the lovely soft green, mid green, you've got your bronze, you've got your height, you've got your blue down here. So it is interesting, but it's only made of grasses. You have the Millennials. These are more grass, so they want a little bit more moisture. So they would go slightly further back if we're thinking about it, or you could just make sure that you water a bit more. So the grass or the foliage is only very low on this, and the seed heads are higher up. So this is one that we could put somewhere here beside the Stipa Tenuissima like that. You could make that grow on, but that probably wouldn't work in a border because these want it drier, they want it moister. So we need to think about where will there be moisture in this border, and there's more likely to be moisture here. And again, you get the bronze and you get the green here, so they show off against each other really nicely. So this may look a bit odd putting the plants out like this, but this is how we would do it if we were doing a display at Chelsea. So we would be building up and making it look as though the plants are all one and growing together. Now it's something that you can do in your own border, just to, you know, when you're laying out a new border, you can just have a look and see how they look together. And then when you need to put them in their correct planting spaces, you just move them apart a little bit further so that they aren't together, because it's the one thing you must remember when you have grasses put together: give them elbow room so that you can see the beauty of the whole grass rather than them being hidden behind something else. This Panicum is really lovely, and as you can see, as it ages, so it gets purple foliage on here, lovely open seed heads on the top of it, and it just makes a nice spreading habit. So this one would look really good somewhere down here maybe, but then because it's got a light airy head against this, it's lost a bit. So I would prefer to put it somewhere over here with the Diaper Tenuissima, because then you get the fact that this airy head, the purpling of the actual leaf here shows up, and it goes against that grass there as well. So you would be able to have it in that sort of position. We are getting ups and downs. This is the thing you need to remember: ups and downs and see-throughs. Then we have a couple of slightly smaller grasses at the moment, but this one, the Anemanthele, lessoniana, will actually get quite large with its seed heads, and it arches over. It's something you could put on the edge of, say, a wall, and it would float down over the top. Really, really lovely. It's known as pheasant grass because it changes colour. So again, that would look quite good here. You get a contrast against there and everything else. And then you've got this different little Carex here. This Carex almost looks like a small bamboo, and this wants it to be moist as well. But it's a beautiful green. It rarely puts on a lot of seed head or flower head, but it's a really good clump former. So this is Carex Muskimensis. Probably mispronounced that, but you'll get the idea. And so this could come down here and brighten up and be lovely bright green against that bronze. So you can see we've got texture in here, we've got colour, we've got flower seed heads, and we've got height. So that is what you can do with a grass border. Thank you very much for watching, and please do subscribe to the channel.